Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Happy holidays, everyone. We're here at the very last couple days of December with a new year starting, I guess, this weekend, right? And I thought we would get a jump on 2023, talk a little bit about my predictions. I read other people's predictions. I see trends happening as I'm screening people in the last quarter of the year. I can kind of gauge from new clients coming in and talking to other matchmakers as to what we're seeing changing at the end of 2022, what's working of those changes, what's not. And that sort of gives us a good idea of what's going to stick around into the new year. And today I'm going to share with you how many, I don't know, like 10, 11 predictions I have for 2023. I hope you'll find that interesting. If you're new, I'm Carey. I'm a matchmaker, a dating coach in the Chicago area. If coaching is something that you're interested in or think would be helpful in your dating situation, I encourage you to check out my website. The link to that is down in the description below, as is my social media. Follow me on Instagram. Just Instagram. You can skip Facebook. I don't spend much time there, but my Instagram is super fun. So at least check it out and see if maybe we could be friends over there. Let's get to it. Dating trends in 2023. That's what's on the agenda. If taking things easy, going rather slowly at the beginning of a relationship is your style currently or has been your style, you're going to love 2023 because everyone is slowing down. They want to take it easy. They want to go slowly. They want to be more cautious. And I think it's because they're looking for real connections as they get out there dating. I think a lot of this is what I've been seeing since the end of a pandemic. Since COVID, when people got back out there and started meeting new people, it was with a lot more intention. Nobody wants to waste time. They're on a mission. It's a thing we talk about all the time. Slow down, take your time, get to know somebody. You got to make the moves, but you don't have to be quick about it or rush it. I always say everything in its own time, right? And that will be a trend in 2023. People looking for meaningful connections, looking for real communication. They're going to wait for it and they're going to make sure it's there, and it's going to take them a while to figure it out. Therefore, things are moving a little bit more slowly in 2023 as far as moving through the dating process. This one was a huge relief for me. It wasn't one of my trends that I'd picked up on because it's a statistic. And 38% of people, according to a Bumble dating site, survey said that they were much more open now to dating people who are outside the typical person or type of person that they would normally date. So they're having a type is not a deal breaker. They're open to meeting people and getting to know people that they may have previously not given a second chance or maybe not even have accepted a date in the first place. So types. And I love it when I'm doing a new client meeting and I ask if they have a type and they say no. I'm like, yes, thank you for that. And it looks like there will be more people like that who are open to meeting a person, perhaps not of a certain hair color or height or very tight age parameters or blonde and blue eyes, 6'2" and dark hair. It's if somebody is outside of what they've typically been targeting as someone that they would want to date, they're loosening up those restrictions and they're open, 38% of them anyway. Let's hope it catches on to meeting people they may not have previously chosen to go on a date with. And I think that gives people a lot more opportunity to connect with somebody. Just as a bonus to that tip, let me add that same study said that 28% of people said they are less concerned about what other people think of the partner that they're dating, getting to know, or have chosen to continue dating. So I think that's awesome too, because I run into people on occasion who are very specific about their type because they're trying to choose somebody who their friends will be impressed by or somebody that their parents will be fond of immediately. So less so concerned about what other people think or living up to other people's expectations. A relationship is two people. It's not a group project. So that's good news. And there's a B. 63% of people said that emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, which has been a big thing in the people I've been talking to for the last year or two, they're saying that's even more important, 63%, more so than looks. So it looks like people are becoming a little less surface and a little bit deeper. And when you're looking for a partner, I feel that's definitely a step in the right direction. Number 3 is about balance, a work-life balance in particular. Another something I talk to with clients all the time, asking them if they feel that they do have a work-life balance. Personally, I want to know that they're going to make time to meet the people that I have introduced them to, if they're a matchmaking client, and also that if they do connect with somebody on this first date, is there going to be follow through? Are they going to prioritize this person or this job that's kept them from connecting with somebody thus far? For a lot of people, right? A lot of people in their 40s, they've been very career focused and kind of forgot to find a partner along the way or to start a family, especially the people who want to start a family. Very urgent there is the quest to connect with somebody to partner with and start their family together. And I think it's a great move in the right direction also that in this particular study, 49% of the people surveyed said that somebody who prioritized things outside of work, not somebody who's not a workaholic, was much more appealing to them. And also that status and somebody's career was less important than the amount of time they had to invest in a relationship. Really seems like we're getting to basics here, doesn't it? Do you see that trend happening here? Yeah. Another study, 74% of men said that they have in the last year or two done some deeper self-examination. And what did they find? A big percentage of those men said that they are very comfortable challenging stereotypes and that they want to be more in touch with their emotions. In fact, many of them have found that it's been easiest and a nice segue into being more emotionally intelligent and emotionally mature and able to have conversations around emotions because they've been doing so, sharing their thoughts, their feelings with friends, with male friends actually. Not just talking, but actually taking steps in that direction to make it happen. And most of these men think, since having that self-reflection and making some changes, already feel that it's making positive changes in their life, which of course would encourage them to keep moving in that direction. And which is great because there was an episode I did recently about what women are now looking for. And it was men who are emotionally intelligent, men who are in touch with their emotions, and men who can communicate. My 5th prediction for 2023 is that if you are on the dating apps or you belong to a singles club or a group at the church where singles convene, you are going to probably see a lot more new people, new faces, people that you hadn't seen there before, or swiping faces in your area for the last 5 years. There's going to be a new influx of people you have not seen previously because during COVID, I feel that a lot of people became single, right? A lot of relationships with all that together time or with the self-reflection that so many people did do during the pandemic, that a lot of relationships ended and more people have entered the dating market, a bigger influx, in fact, than many years in the past. And I've noticed this. So I think I read that 30% of the users on the dating apps are there for the very first time. 30% of the people on the dating app have never used a dating app previously. That should tell you something right there. So my prediction is lots of new faces, lots of new opportunities, more people out there to meet and connect with, hopefully. Another prediction, despite the fact that we've talked about this before, a big percentage of single people are not in relationships and not having physical relationships or experiencing physical intimacy. So no sex is what I'm saying. A lot of people not having sex. And most people in that group are saying that they're okay with that. They're fine with that setup, waiting for a person, or just happy to be alone. That's the other way that that goes. But 53% of the people that they surveyed in a study that I read about said that they were very interested in having conversations about sex and about intimacy very early in the dating process. People don't want to waste time anymore. They want to get to it, talk about the heavy stuff, make sure that compatibility is in line. They're looking for deal breakers and looking for true connections right away so that nobody is wasting one another's time. And 53% of the people said that they thought it was very important to discuss sex early in the dating process. So I'm predicting that when you're out there dating, be prepared with whether or not you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts, your opinions, and what your preferences are in a physical relationship, because it's probably going to come up more often as you're dating now than it had been previously. And number 6, because they're having all those conversations early, trying not to waste time, financial conversations fall into that category also. But people are much more comfortable now discussing money. Well, for some people, it's a very taboo subject and they're very private about that. There are more people now who are very comfortable. And as I said earlier, it's not that they're necessarily looking for somebody who's making a ton of money and can take over and support them. They're looking for somebody who is responsible. They're looking for somebody who is paying attention to that work-life balance and that their career isn't what's driving them in life, that they have other things that they're interested in and able to prioritize, like another person, like a family. So much more openness around discussing financial matters. The 7th trend, speaking of money, is that people are really looking for more frugal ways to get together. People are not doing lavish first dates or second dates. They're looking for more casual ways to get together with somebody. They've figured out, like I did a long time ago, that meeting for a beverage and an appetizer, something casual, something fairly brief, even something free, sending people out for a walk. I've done that. Grab a cup of coffee, take a walk. Much more appealing to people now. So be prepared that in 2023, if you're thinking you're going to the theater or out for a lavish, 3-hour dinner at the newest hot spot in town, not going to be as likely as it may have been a couple years ago, because people are not only setting financial boundaries, but also looking for a more casual way to get acquainted with somebody in this market, in this economy. People are not overspending. So in dating, that's also going to play a part. People are going to be more cautious in spending even as they're dating. 8th prediction, and I've seen this over the last quarter for sure, people are much more open to long distance relationships. I've been very surprised by this. Very willing to date somebody who is not living in their state. Maybe because they're willing to take it slowly, but it's not a deal breaker for a lot of people for me to introduce them to somebody who lives somewhere else. Much more open to the possibility of dating somebody where they'd see each other less often as they're getting to know each other, and hoping that if it works out at that point, they could make plans to be closer together, very close together, I would think. The 9th trend, I'm going to lump a couple smaller ones together. They're pretty simple. One is that we are noticing that people are prioritizing finding somebody who's on the same type of career path or shares the type of work that they do. Most noticeable, I find, with people who are entrepreneurs. They love to connect with other people who have an entrepreneurial mindset. That comes up quite a bit in the last few months for me. And I know there are entrepreneurial groups. Networking. People use networking groups to find other like-minded people who have that type of mindset, right? Certain sectors of the job market, they're looking for somebody who will perhaps understand where they're coming from or what their challenges are as their main support person. So like-minded in the way that they work, and especially if they are building a business on their own. That's having somebody who can relate to that, understand, and be a cheerleader would be a plus for them. Part B here would be that younger people, especially Gen Z age, are, I think, well over 40% of them are open to dating somebody who's transgender. So there is now more openness to dating people who have made changes in their sexual identity. Also, of course, as the years have gone by, younger people always catch on a little more quickly and have a more openness, but no problem dating somebody non-binary, somebody who is not heterosexual, if that's what they'd been dating previously. We're seeing a move into being more inclusive. And then finally, in this number 9, I'm finding that people are less rigid in defining what they're looking for as a relationship, not necessarily marriage, not necessarily monogamous, not necessarily committed in that way. And that's mostly in my coaching business, my matchmaking clients. Personally, those people are much more still committed to finding a long-term committed partner for marriage. That's 99% of the people I work with. But I know other matchmakers who specialize in certain ages or sexual orientations, and they're probably seeing a little bit more of that than I am. I tend to attract people who are like 40 and over as far as my clients go. And I think in the younger sector, you're seeing more, even more of this openness with defining what this relationship must look like. So that's number 9 in my trends we'll be seeing in 2023. 10th trend, something you're going to see, more green dating. What is green dating? This is where people are hoping to align their values in yet another way, not just politics, not just religion, not family values, but how conscientious are you of the environment and the planet? For many people, not being conscientious, not being aware, not making changes in your life. I think my whole Instagram last week was sharing ideas on how to be more eco-friendly. And if you're not, and if somebody is, they're very likely going to find that a deal breaker, and that is grounds for not seeing somebody for a second date. So people are matching more on their values as far as the environment and making sure that our planet lasts for future generations and that we can stop all these storms and fires and climate change and all that. So definitely another value that people are finding very important in trying to match with the partner that they will want to have a relationship with. And finally, number 11, the final trend that we'll discuss here today for 2023. You may find, and you may even venture into this yourself, but people are enlisting the aid of their family and friends in helping them to find a partner. So kind of backed away from the dating apps for a bit. In the second half of 22, I saw a lot of people taking a hiatus or saying this isn't working. You know, the matchmaker is the next step after the dating apps have failed people. But also I'm hearing clients tell me that they do have a friend and they're a couple girlfriends or a guy friend, a wingman, a type of wingman, not in the bars and talking to women or not Cyrano de Bergerac style, but people have given over their dating apps to a friend. Like, this isn't working for me. I can't do this on my own. I need some help. Asking who they know. Do you have anybody you want to fix me up with? Do you have any single guy friends? Fellas ask saying, go ahead, mom. If your friend has a daughter and you think she's really cute, I'm willing to give it a try. So people are much more open to including family and friends in helping them to connect with other singles, and you'll probably see more of that in 2023 as well. Any other trends that you've noticed with you and the people that are close to you that are also dating? If so, share those down in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. And while you're there, hit the ring bell. You're notified when new videos go up. The subscribe button's around there somewhere too. I hope you'll subscribe. Mom says you should probably give the episode a thumbs up if you enjoyed it at all. That's my little mama right there. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. Until we meet again, thanks for being here today and have a good one.